minimum wage and having a babysitter just don't add up. You can't afford it. You can't even afford your rent. Barely. Thank God you're getting food. Depending on how many kids you have, that's even more. Depending on the situation. So I just don't think America is like for families. I just don't think that. I don't think they for families. Like I don't think they target the growth and flourishment and nourishment and flourishing of families. Like I don't think they want the family structure to be like that strong because I feel like they don't support them. Not enough. You
I
know
think it's too much. I see the opposite. I think it's too much support to try to help raise a family to where they need to cut back
why you say that? Tell me.
because too many people are dependent. You seen all that outrage on social media just over food stamps that went 3 days after its due date, and some people don't even get theirs to the middle of the month anyway. But you seen everybody spazzing out, everybody jumping to a conclusion, everybody want to jump down somebody else's throat over the government primarily possibility shutting down. And Section 8 TANF and stuff like that ain't putting money in people's pockets that want to be developers. We always looking at the people that are unfortunately, and I get that we supposed to, but then we do not ever want to take the time at looking at the creators and the struggles that they go to create.
You can't say that people that go through struggles create their own problems. Like that stuff just happens.
I didn't say that. I said we don't look at people that sit on her. We never look at the creator. Like Elon Musk created Tesla. We don't look at him. We don't think about nothing that he went through, his struggle, his problems, or nothing because what? He's a millionaire, close to being the first trillionaire. But yet again, we can people would sit up and say that he ain't been through nothing. How do you know that?
I mean, that's necessarily true.
This
But
nigga
what we
got
gonna
he got 10 kids by 5 baby mamas. He sound like a person in the hood for me. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
President Trump got 5 kids, 3 baby mamas. He sound like an average person to me.
But not everybody is a Donald Trump and not everybody is a Elon Musk.
Yeah. My point of the situation is there's a lot of people out here that do work hard for that money that become successful that we do not give no credibility to because we always want to look at the poor and what the poor
She
is
killing me.
struggling to. Come on, man.
She
Stay
killing me.
focused. Stay focused. Stay
Okay.
focused. Come
She
on, y'all.
killing me.
Stay focused. Johnny,
All right.
stay focused. Come on, man. Like, how
Yeah,
old are you?
man.
Two?
3, boy.
I
Dang, cut me
see.
some slack.
How hard is it to stay focused? That's what's wrong with. I'm not even trying to go there. Please don't. I don't want to go there. But that's what's wrong with y'all.
Listen, at the end
This
of the
is your
day,
discussion that you want to have, and you're easily distracted. That's sad.
hey, bro, it's okay. Just keep it going. We're gonna keep having this discussion while you burning life.
Burn through conversation, try to make sure that we come up with some common sense. Welcome to the conversation, y'all. I'm your host, Capiche. I have Johnny going to heaven. Johnny going to first class to heaven. I have April, money making entrepreneur. I'm your host, Capiche. Please hit that like, subscribe, share button. As you see right there, I do appreciate you if you're doing that. And yeah, We're gonna
So,
keep this conversation going.
okay, what y'all talking about, Michael?
He wants to talk about the minimum wage cost in America. He feels like minimum wage should go up. He thinks there's not enough support and help in an average community, and
Hmm. And I feel like I feel like families aren't being supported in America.
he feels like America is not supporting family. When I'm looking at family not supporting family in America.
That's true. Families. That's what I meant by like crabs in the bucket. Like,
But yet
everybody's
again,
for themselves.
but we shouldn't even be wanting the government to even kick in to even want to help.
That's
And
true.
I
Everybody
think that's
still.
go ahead.
Everybody wanna. I mean, if you gonna use the system, using the system is as far as if you okay, I'm not even gonna say because I understand some people in the boast of making a minimum wage. You got a family to provide for. You're only limited to certain only because of your credentials or your background and what you have up under your belt. I got that. But if you somebody that do have a family, you have opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to go back to school, you know what I'm saying? Take that opportunity to go back to school so you can make because minimum wage is gonna always be there for the small businesses, for people that's starting off, for businesses that's getting their feet off the floor, they have enough money to provide income, but they also have enough money to run their company, but not enough, you know what I'm saying, then like more than other companies. Like think about it. If you go into like a small, you got to go cut some grass with somebody, or you just somebody looking to make some extra money, and this person is trying to charge you their price like 100. They're getting paid to do it, but you're helping them do it, but they're giving you a percentage of what they made. You know what I'm saying? Like from a boss, from a small business.
Can I bounce off of that? Can I
Go
elaborate on that for you real quick?
ahead, Michael. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so you starting a lawnmower. I'm gonna stay in a lawnmower, and you got 10 houses, right? So you
Right.
start hiring people at the minimum wage of whatever we're gonna say 7.25 because of fact. We're just gonna go there for just for shits and giggles. All right. You got 10 houses. Word around mouth is that y'all do a good job. You start getting 15, 20, 35, 40 houses. You start having to add more people. Okay. You're doing good. Now you're starting to make a profit for yourself and your employees. But if minimum wage jumps up from 7.25 to like $10, now you gotta pay them 3 to 4 people $10 an hour. That comes back on your profit of your making. So if you have a broke down lawnmower that you need fixed, you're not gonna be able to fix it because now that profit that you was going into fixing that lawnmower got to go into paying your employees. Now you're
Wrong.
gonna want more out of your employees to
We
bring you
come,
money.
we chime in on that. That's when the middleman gets cut. We see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? They can't afford it. Once they can't afford the employee, they cut you off. Now they got to do it themselves because now it's coming into their money, and they was only paying what they because they still got to provide for they like the money that they're getting off of us for minimum wage. They're providing for their family. They're making sure their family
Right.
good, making sure their families is great, and they're giving us a job. So you guys, I'm a worker too.
And you
But
got to think about this. While you got them 4 employees, right? You got them 35 houses now, and you
mhm.
finna cut an employee, but you're not finna cut them customers that you got. You're not finna cut them 35 houses. Matter of fact, we
Right.
finna grow into 40 more houses. And now instead of me cutting just maybe 2, 3 houses a day, now I gotta cut 5 or 6 houses a day to make up that differences.
Yeah.
That's doing too much.
But
Well, when you got tax credits for hiring people that's on minimum wage, all that stuff adds up. Like, America is for the business too. So
Yeah,
like,
you okay?
it's
You
more
should
for
go
the
to the tax
business than it
credit.
is for the family.
No,
You
it's
go
true.
to the tax credit, but you forgetting about the bills that I still gotta pay. I still gotta pay for the building. I still gotta pay the electric bill of the building. I still gotta pay the sewer trash in the building that you come to every day. I still gotta
These
pay the
credits is
internet
thousands
bill.
of dollars. They're not like a couple $100. These is
But
thousands of dollars for each employee that you have.
but you
But yet
gotta
Like
again, you don't know how much.
you
you're
gotta
getting
oh I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
my bad.
No, you good.
Like,
You gotta
hey man, you're getting like almost $8,000 back a year per employee. So let's say minimum wage is it's $10 an hour now. Making $40 an hour, 40 hours a week, right? If that, right? If you're talking about a lawnmower business, 40 hours a week. What's that? $400 a week.
right.
Yeah,
Times that.
but am I?
Times
So
that.
am I
Hold on.
bringing?
Times
Am I
that.
bringing home
Times
eight
that
hundred?
by. Hold on. Times that by four. 4 weeks in a month. That's $1,200 a month. Times that by two. That's 24,000 a year. I'm thinking. No, is it 24? 1,200 a month? Yeah, 24,000. Hold on, wait. That's like $12,000 a year. Almost 14, maybe 14 or 15, right? And then half of that you're making back off of a tax credit. Half of that you're already making that back from a tax credit on
But you
You
top
are
of the
still,
taxes that you're paying in your business.
but you
And it's
see
a
how
tax
you?
write off for when you got to pay to get equipment fixed. So you're making
No,
your
it's
money.
not. Stop, bro. Stop. No, it's not.
So it
You're
may
looking at
not
all
be a
these
tax
tax.
credit for you
You're
to,
looking at all these
excuse
tax
me.
brackets, but yet again, you're excluding what it took for me to invest to even get to this point.
the inventory, the everything that has to go
That's
back.
not
I
my
had to,
problem that you wanted to start a business.
It's not your
okay,
problem that
so
you work for
But
you
the
can't.
company.
also, but
You gotta
also, my bad. Go ahead.
as because I want to be a business owner. Look here, you working for you coming to work for my company, and you knowing how much I'm paying you. I'm letting you know what my business status is. You know what I'm saying? If I can pay that much, I would pay that much. But people, you got to break it, and they still have to pay. They got their bills that they still have to pay, and then they have the business bill. Like businesses still have bills that they're paying to 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 stay open and to keep it running. So when they're setting up a standard of we can only pay this much because we have this many employees because the inventory costs this much and these bills for 500 plus stores or cost this much, or if it's a small business 10 stores or 5 stores or even one store, we can only pay what was in basically what's in the budget because they still are budgeting. They still have taxes that they have to pay. And some of these companies lose inventory because people are so ignorant going in taking inventory. They have to replace certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like they're purchasing this and some stuff they even
Okay,
lose.
so let's keep it small. Let's
Yeah.
keep it small because when you go into big businesses, then he's gonna go to all the
Okay.
insurances and stuff like that. So if we scale it back to just a lawnmower, and we up to 4 employees, we up
Yes.
$10 an hour, and we got 40 houses. Okay, all right, I got lawnmowers down. I got to pay for gas. Then
All that's a
how you?
tax write off.
That's
But
not a
like
tax write
Yes,
off. How you get
this.
yes, it
into the
is. If you
shop?
got to,
How you get to these spots and these locations?
when you okay, buying a truck for your business is a write off. Buying equipment for your business is a write
Certain
off as well.
sizes, sir. Hold on. I don't mean to cut you
Yeah.
off, but when you're talking about tax write off, you have to buy certain equipment, certain things to
Yes.
qualify for the thing. A lot of people can't start off and go for those. I'm just going for what I can afford to start my business off. So all my stuff that I got may not fit under those guidelines. Those are guidelines out there. I'm not denying what you're saying. Yes, they are out there. But everything in my shop, my little lawnmower shop, might not fit under that. Then yet again, sir, you have to get to these locations. I gotta pay for that. I gotta make sure you get to those locations and back to the headquarters safely. So also I gotta pay for insurance too. So tax write-off, then I gotta pay insurance. Okay. Then I gotta pay you. Right? Then also, I also gotta pay for the people who want to show up late. The reason why you can't get there, you know what I'm saying? A customer want a discount on he messed up my line, you know, he missed it. Oh man, I gotta give him a discount on that. You know, it's in a business, there's a lot of little things. I know you've seen the money rolling in, but you're not seeing what goes out the door.
The bills.
Yeah,
And even
but
they
that stuff's gonna come back when you got them tax write-offs. Like,
yet again, you want to say it comes back. How do you know it comes back equally? How do you know it comes back even?
you only
you're right, it comes back. You're right. Businesses do business taxes quarterly. You're correct. They do that quarterly, so they getting their money. They're
Yet again,
getting
you
that
talking
stuff.
about big business. You talking about tech businesses. You're not even talking about this little lawnmower shop that I just started, and I only got 4 employees.
Before you go into business, you should automatically have yourself a good accountant.
Yet again, before I go in business, it was just me by myself.
But what if the money not going good and there's no money going into the account?
Accountant, I said the accountant.
Right,
Yet again, what happened when business slow down? Like what happens out here in Las Vegas? People are not traveling because they're not getting paid. They're not coming out here.
Well, now that trickles down to the employees. Now they're not getting so at the end of the day,
Okay.
you shouldn't start a business if you're not gonna be stable.
Yet again, you see how you putting standards on how you shouldn't start a business, but damn, I just had a hope and a dream. I didn't know where it was going to take me. I don't know how it's going to be led. People don't know this. I have a dream. This is my dream. This is something I want to do. I'm tired of working at this job. I want to build something. So I built it. Dang. I like building couches. I built this couch with my bare hands. But guess what? People don't like how I built the couches. You know what I'm saying? I'm not selling a couch every day. I may sell a couch once a week. So therefore, how can I grow? And then you want to hit me with all these taxes. Oh, you should have thought better of the couch that you put together. You should
I
have
mean,
had
why
it
do we
reclined.
care? Why do we care more about the guy who wants to start a business rather than the mother and father that has 4 kids?
Because how you gonna eat if nobody starts a business?
Well, we got big corporations here that need to start paying these people.
You're not answering my question. You want to jump to big corporations instead of answering the question. You worried about mom and daddy eating, and yet again, without a business being made, without a job to provide them to make money, you ain't gonna be able to put food on the table, right? So yet
There has to
again,
be some sort of equality. Like, just because
it
you
can't
start a
be no equal
business,
equality. This is
has to be,
capitalism. If you don't
and that's
like
a
that
problem.
job, if you don't
That's
like
the
that
problem
job,
right there.
let me finish. If you don't
My
like that
bad. I'm
job,
sorry.
you can go to a job that pays more.
That's not true.
That is true.
That doesn't mean I'm gonna get hired.
That's not my problem. The problem is you have the option to go do that.
I
Other
don't
countries
have the
don't have the
option.
option to go do that. You don't
I
have
don't
the
have the opportunity.
You do have the opportunity, you do have the option, and you do have the option to sit down with the person that hired you and discuss how much you get paid. That's capitalism. If you don't like that they paying you $10, $15 an hour, hey, I think I should be paid 17. Why do you think you should be paid $17 an hour? What are your qualifications?
That's true. That's
I
what I'm
don't
going.
like
That's
capitalism,
what I
bro.
was about to say. That's exactly what I'm going through in my life right now. I just left like White Castles because I was getting paid like minimum wage, and I'm doing a security job right now, and it's paying $12 an hour. Do I like it? Do I agree with it? No, but these are like small businesses. You know what I'm saying? I can't help that, and once you're working in it, you will understand. Like some days be slow. Some days they don't even get business. Some days they let us go home because business is so slow. What can they do with us if they're not making no money? Because the monthly mark that the money, because they're setting a goal on how much they want to make within that month so that they can handle what they need to handle. If they're not making if they're not making the money within that mark, then they don't need us. They need
And that's the problem with capitalism.
it is, but at the
So
same
you
time,
trying to tell
we can't
me?
help that as far as White Castles. If people don't want to eat White Castles for that day, I mean, that's their business. That's the risk that business is taking, and my risk with taking with them is, okay, well, I'm offered these many hours, or I'm offered these many hours. I already knew what I was getting into when I first signed up here, or I could have took my ass to go get armed, making $18 an hour. You know what I'm saying? It getting paid more. But hold on, wait a minute. It doesn't fit my schedule. Why? Because I have two kids and I can't do it right now. I have to find now. I gotta wait. Now I gotta hold up and wait. But I just can't sit around just waiting. I gotta find something until I can get to that point.
So
You know
you
what
trying to tell me that a person that picks up cans out of a trash can and recycles them and makes money should
hmm
get paid exactly the same as a person that protects and watches the streets?
No.
Okay, that's what
I
I
don't
know.
I
That's what
don't
you.
believe I believe each job and each role has its benefits to society, to the community, and to whatever corporation they're working for. So no matter
hmm
Okay.
if you're if so I don't believe one job is more important than the other. No. So I would say yes, they should be paid the same.
But Johnny, you got to understand what happened if that business. What happened if these businesses, and this, I feel like these are still small businesses, because in my case, it's three White Castles out here. You know what I'm saying? What happened
Hmm.
if that week they're not meeting quota, but it's times when they're overly meeting quota. You know what I'm saying? What about that?
Hmm.
What about the times when these small businesses are not making enough to meet quota within that month? You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, what are the, like, if you had a business and you're running a business, you know what I'm saying, and you know the risk of everybody is not going to go to this spot every day, or everybody is not going to be at this spot every day. This is not an ongoing business, because that's not how business work. You have slow days and you have days where it is fast paced. You have years where it's booming, and you have years where your business might not do good at all. You know what I'm saying? But these are corporations that have to still keep running. They still have to pay they're still paying their employees, even though you might get laid off. What about the people? What about if like, that's my question to you. What about the people that don't make quota but still have to keep it pushing and pay their employees? Like, what about the money that they're missing out on? The business that the big businessmen are missing out on. You
Well,
right,
I
you right
wouldn't.
about that.
I
They're missing out on money too.
sadly, I wouldn't start a business. This is going out of context, but sadly, I wouldn't start a business that's not going to be helping people.
That's why
Right?
you're a worker.
But that
I,
means
I, I want no. Did you hear what I said? I said I wouldn't start a business that does not help people.
Yet
So
again, that's why you are a worker.
if that's what you believe, because if
that's
I want to start a business that don't help people, I guess that would make me a worker.
Because any
All
business helps
businesses help
family, any
people
job,
in a
Not all
shape.
businesses help people. All
Then
businesses
what?
do not
guys, you
help
money,
people. That's a lie.
giving money. Now, rules and regulations has nothing to do with you know what I'm saying, because that's where the standard come in, is the rules and the regulations in a company.
The
But
thing, the problem with this whole thing. Hold on, I don't mean to cut you off, but the problem
no,
is your expectation of a big businesses to make sure that the little guy gets paid is over exaggerated when it's looking at reality of what's really in place and the laws that are in effect in its city and town, because every place is different. Okay, so when you're looking at all these statutes, it boils down, and I think Seven will probably like to hear this. It does boil down to the mayor and the government and how he governs the budget of money far as bringing businesses to your city and town. Because yet again, you said I wouldn't start a business let it help person. That's the
No,
mayor's job.
that no,
Hold
that
on,
wouldn't
let me
help
finish.
people.
The mayor's job is to bring businesses to help the city grow.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm
But
saying
that's what
is
I'm
a
saying.
business, right. That's not what I was saying though. What I mean by a business that helps people, but I'm talking about like a business that actually helps people. Not that helps people make jobs. I'm talking about something that's gonna benefit somebody. Like we're talking about like some form of medication, some form of thing
Ain't
that
that
a
the
person
hospital?
may you know what I'm
Hospital.
saying? Like something
Uh,
that can't. That's what I'm saying. Something that is recession
Yet again,
proof.
that's
That
regulated by the government, and the government. That's the only way you're doing that.
I
And
mean
yet
that
again,
that in specific, yes. But I'm speaking on something that I would personally do
and I'm
if
talking
I would
about,
start a
yes,
business.
you will start a business to help somebody, and it's going to be regulated through the government.
Yeah.
You're going to be a government funded person. Now, to be independent, non dependent on the government, brother, you is not finna just be sitting up here saying that you finna run a business that specifically help somebody. Yes, I know all
Well,
business do something for somebody. I said the same thing. I said the same thing, Seven. He said no. He literally said no, Seven. So said, look, I'm gonna put it up there. He said we said the same thing.
all businesses really they do something, but I said help. I didn't say do something. Put food in your okay, cool. But I'm saying to actually help people. Like how can I say
Yeah,
this? Like
but yet again, okay, let's
they're
that's just
helping
me
you by giving
personally
you a
speaking.
job.
top
That's me
five
personally speaking. That's
top
just me
five
personally
businesses
speaking.
out there that top five businesses out there that help people, even if you have to look it up. Go.
Uh, I would say a hospital,
Federal.
uh, federal, huh? Oh, you
Federal
said
government. Federal
and
government.
hospitals. Let's see, caretakers, uh, home health aides.
Federal regulated.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Ran by
churches.
the churches. Boy, what the stop. Okay, keep going. He said churches. Okay. Keep going.
uh, food pantries, stuff like that. You know,
That's not
Okay,
those. Well,
food pantries
I
ran by
know
donations.
some of
donations.
those are not
Yeah,
jobs.
you know.
Oh my God, that was funny. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at that because
Nah, that's
um
good. Okay.
and see, I'm glad you did that, and you're proving what I was trying to say earlier in our conversation. The reason that I would want it more capitalism is to open up the market. So guess what? If you had capitalism, guess what you will be able to do without the government's permission?
hmm
Guess what you will be able to do without the government's permission?
What?
Open up that hospital that you want.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so can we agree that we can have capitalism to the point where it's the freedom to pursue, but also there has to be some like white line where it's minimum wage where people have to make a certain amount.
Uh, I can agree to that if you can agree that that falls down on your mayor and governor and how they transition their administration where they at, because you are correct. But if a person don't know how to govern that to build businesses, and it's like I keep going back to this because I want this to sink in your head. If that mayor and that governor cannot create businesses in your community so your community will grow, then that's where you would never get a higher minimum wage. Why? Because there's nothing that the city is making money off of. I can't keep making money off of Section 8. Like that's a small percentage that comes out of the taxpayers' money. That's not
Question.
profitable.
So so should should they be able to should landlords be able to make rent that high, or that's what I mean, like shouldn't they be able to like flow with the economy? Like should there be some sort of like uh maximum amount that renters can pay, uh make people pay per
Just
month?
yeah, I swear to God, y'all, I just seen a report the other day where rent has actually went down in a state because of the mayor actually bringing jobs to the community.
So you telling
Actually,
me because rent is going down, so rent went down because there's jobs being brought to the community. I mean, it
when
doesn't
jobs,
make sense, but okay.
hold on, listen, when jobs are being created, when streets are safe, people will come. When people will come, people will spend. When people will spend, everybody eats. When everybody
Well, you know
eats,
what? I'm
you're
looking
able to
forward
build more.
to that happening here in Rochester, because it's been going pretty good, and hopefully we see some rent go down. Because yeah, it's and yeah, I'm not saying that I'm not. Sometimes rent could go down because they got these subsidized housing units, right?
Well,
I'm
okay,
talking
let's be
about the
honest.
private. I'm talking about the private
But let
management,
me be
right?
honest for people that might want to say, "Oh my God, I'm lying." Rent technically wouldn't go down, but it would slow down the high increasing of going up. It won't be
Okay.
trying to match the market. Okay, so I just want to put that out there for anybody say, "Oh, Michael, rent has never ever went down nowhere, not even in Minnesota, that the state that you're talking about." And I'll be like, "Okay, technically you're correct, but yet again, it did not go up as fast as any other state because yet again, they was building jobs, they was creating jobs, they were creating businesses, and people were, you know what I'm saying, able to work and pour money back into the city." And that's like I think that's why I keep going back into the government part of the aspect because yet again, if we can find a way to get away from that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen here, we want capitalism. We want to be able to start our own businesses. We want to be able to start our own churches. We want to be able to start our own hospitals. We want to be able to start this without having to come to you and asking for a handout. You know what I'm saying?
But yes,
You got mayors out here that would rather ask you for a handout to help fund their campaign, but yet again, you can go on GoFundMe and raise money to pay your rent and get your electric bill. I get it. You see what I'm saying? I do understand where you're coming from. But yet again, I want to look at the person that has the swords that want to stab you in the back that everybody talks about. And that's the government. So where their regulations come in, big businesses have to abide by. And I know Seven's probably rolling over his grave like, I can't believe he said it. I can't believe he said it. But that's how it goes. That's why you hear scams of big businesses trying to scam politicians into moving the goalposts in their favor. We have to stop that. If we even smell a governor or a mayor or somebody doing it, hey man, we can't have you doing it. No, we need to vote you out. It's got to be really that simple, that easy, that fast. You can't let a politician get in office and get comfortable. And now and now we're sitting back here talking about minimum wage, or we're talking about we need more job creation. You know what I'm saying? There's too many kids out here starving, and they'll be like, and I'm like, man, I just seen a video the other day. Dude had brand new Jordans on with the tag. Dude had a hat on with the tag, so you know it was brand new. Talking about he can't eat, but you look like you 300 pounds solid. You know, it's just like, hey, like I have a better chance going in there saying that, hey, I'm not eating. Look at me, I'm skinny. Then your big ass in a brand new outfit and put on these brand new J's and go down here to the food stamp office to complain. That's ridiculous.
But what
And
about,
go ahead.
this is what I was saying, like that don't make sense to me. Like,
Uh huh.
why go into business if
Uh huh.
you're not fully aware or equipped to fluctuate it? Meaning, why would I buy a house, right, and rent it out to somebody if I can't fix on it? Which means if I can't fix on it, that means I have to pay a little extra. I have to make this thing go up a little bit extra, so then that way I can pay for a property manager to come and fix it, and for me to make a little bit of money too. Like that's what I mean. Like it don't like why open up a car dealership if you can't even fix on cars? You know why? You
Because
know
I
what I'm
like
saying?
looking
Like
at
you have to be
cars.
like you got to be a doctor in order to receive any form of Medicaid from the government. You know what I mean? So like, why are we allowing people to just walk into these businesses and these roles and control these assets
Because they come with money.
when they got absolutely no credentials of how to keep it?
Because yet
Just to make
again,
money.
sir, yeah, because there's no regulations. There's nothing stopping you from
And
starting
we
a
need
business.
that.
No, that's socialism.
Oh, if you wanna own houses and you wanna rent them out to people, learn to fix them.
Why
So
are
that
you
way you
telling
don't.
me why you gotta tell me what to do just because I got enough money to go buy a house and fix it up? I'm sorry that you can't do that. I got enough money to go do it.
Okay.
No, I don't know how to work. Go ahead.
So why do I gotta go to school, get a degree to become a doctor in order to to do brain surgery?
Because you're working on somebody's life. That's putting
Okay.
that life
And you're
in
and listen,
danger.
and these people out here are playing with people's lives. This is about uh homes and people having a place to live. You shouldn't be playing around with that. We're talking about vehicles. You know what I'm saying? That people gotta buy. You shouldn't be playing around with stuff like that either. I mean,
You
like you should
shouldn't, but
take it
yet
just
again,
as
you act like
serious.
you're okay, and it's serious, but yet again, you don't know nobody's passion or why they start something. You're only assuming a portion of somebody's life and how they looking at something before what they jumped into. And I
Well, if
mean
they
that
really
because
wanted to do it, if they really wanted to do it, they would get the credentials to be able to keep it
okay,
up
so yet
themselves.
again, you're knocking a lot of females who wants to get into real estate that don't know how to work on a house,
You
but they
darn
want to get
right.
into real estate.
You darn right I am. To do what? To
Well,
make money. What's the point of like you're making money off of
making money
who?
so they can feed their because they got a family to feed.
You could do something else.
But
You're
that's
just
what they
going for
chose to
the
do.
no, no.
Yes.
No. You can't even fix
Yeah.
on the house. You
So
can't even fix
what?
up that house.
The house is fixed up when you moved in.
Not by them.
It don't matter. Was the house fixed up when you moved in? Yes or no?
It doesn't matter.
Yes. See, the thing is, the answer is yes. I fixed up
Yeah,
this
the
house.
answer is yes.
I put my money into fixing up this house, to building a home for somebody, because that was my passion. Because when I was a kid, I never had a home. I was in foster child. I was going in stuff.
That's a
I
lie.
did not have to go learn how to work on a house, because I had a passion, because something I did not have when I grew up.
If you really wanted to have a house, you would learn. If you really wanted to have a house and sell houses, you would learn how to flip them yourself. You would learn how to fix them up yourself and then sell them.
Well,
You would learn that.
that's one way to do it. Other people
That
can
should
go
be
into
the
house,
way to do it if you really want to do
but
it.
it's not the way, is it? No. So
Sadly,
yet
yes.
again, you're
Sadly,
putting you're putting regulations on stuff, and you're becoming a socialist, and you're not letting
putting
everybody
regulations
into
on
the
people.
free
You're,
market.
you're darn right, because too many
That
people
becomes a
are
socialist.
too many. That makes me a socialist. Then that makes me a
So
socialist.
that's crazy. Then nobody would make money.
But we have what we need.
No, you wouldn't, because nobody could want to
Yes, we
do it.
would. Why
No, you
wouldn't nobody
wouldn't,
want to do it? If you could pay
because
somebody
nobody's
to do
going.
it,
Huh?
if you could pay somebody to do something, why wouldn't nobody want to do it?
Because nobody want to do it for, and they can't feed their family.
They will be able to feed their families, but the
No,
people
they're
that
not under
actually
your
know,
regulation.
but the people that actually know how to do it will do it. The people that don't know how to do it and just want to make a
The
dollar
people that
off
know
of,
how to do it are gonna want more money.
that's not true.
That is true. If
Okay.
I gotta go get the parts and the pieces, and go get the ground, and go get the guy to put in the sewer, the guy to go put in the electrician, the guy to go put up the wood, I gotta do all of that. I want more money.
That's what
You're
you
not.
got
See,
teams
that's
for.
that's why
There's
I'm
there's
glad.
construction companies, there's teams. You know
No,
what
now
I
you want
mean?
to go to construction companies. No, you said do it
Because that same
myself.
individual, guess what? That same individual is gonna need food. You know what I mean?
And
So
I
where
got
are they
the
gonna
money to
go?
go buy it, because I just sold a
That same
house.
in- that same individual is gonna need food. So what does that mean? They gotta go to a farmer. That
No,
farmer is
I
gonna
don't
need
go
a
to
house.
it's
So
a
who do you gotta go
sir,
to?
sir,
So
sir.
it's about
It's a grocery store. Stop playing.
come
I'm
on,
going
man.
to the
That
grocery.
gross
I'm
come
going to
on, man.
Walmart. Huh?
Come on, man. Why come on, man. Then we got processed food because of situations like that. People aren't the farmers is not making as much money as they should. Why? Because we got all this artificial stuff. People don't need to go to the farmers no more. They can make this stuff in laboratories. You know what I mean? So that's another issue. If you
Hey,
want to,
no,
if we could
no,
dig
no, no,
down
no,
into it,
no, no. That's not an issue. That's a choice. You could choose to pick
come on,
what you want to
man.
pick.
Yeah, and that's a problem. You
What?
feel me?
Why is choices a problem?
I'm not
Why
saying
is
choices is
options
a.
a problem?
You can
You
choose
just
to do
said that.
whatever you want to do. You can choose to do whatever you want to do, but as far as trying to make more than the next man, that's competition. That's all greed. That's all form of
That's
hatred.
capital. That's capitalism.
And that's of the
That's how
devil.
every that's how every successful country has ever done it in history.
And how many successful countries have we had that are still existing?
A lot.
Come on, man. America only been around for how many years?
What? Maybe 900, 800 years, something like that.
Come on, man.
But
Nine or
yet
eight hundred?
again,
No, not 900 or 800.
America was
America
America's
was
founded
founded
in what?
when? Come on,
1776?
400 years almost, if not even.
400?
And we want to talk about success. It hasn't even been around from the times. Like, no,
But yet
man,
again,
capitalism is
everybody,
not it.
how you
Capitalism
don't
is not it.
they were, you got to look at other countries that use capitalism.
Capitalism is the reason why we got high crime rates and people on the streets right now
You can't even break that
because of
down to
capitalism.
make that make sense of why that is true.
Because there's
How do- What do
social,
capitalism
what's
have
it
to do
called?
with
There's social classes.
what?
Hold on, let me look this up.
Nah, nah. You, ladies and gentlemen, see how when you having a discussion, a common, decent discussion with a person,
Oh, social class, because there's social classes. Yeah, you got
social
the
class.
higher, you got the high upper class, the upper class, the upper middle class, the lower middle class, the working class, and the lower class. While
Okay, so
others
what does
disagree with the American construct of social class completely. And it says
okay?
a social class,
What
uh,
does capitalism got to do with crime, though? That's what your statement was, sir.
because capitalism has to do with crime. Because when you got people that's starving on the street, what are they gonna do at supermarkets?
And
When
why
you
are
got
people
people
starving? Hold on, let's one at a time. You just answer the question. Why are people starving on the streets?
people are starving on the streets because we got capitalists out there.
No, answer the question. Just don't try to jump in. Why are you
Okay,
starving on the streets?
you tell me, because I don't think
Because
I
of
know
the
why.
choices. Because I do believe because it's called choices that we
No, it's
make.
not.
And
It's
what?
not choices. It's not
So they
choices,
didn't
man.
choose to do drugs. They didn't choose to go steal. They didn't choose to go get a job. They didn't choose to go get their ID. They didn't go choose to go look for a job, even though their job kept telling them no. They didn't choose to keep cutting out their balls and kept getting fired and being disruptive at their job. They didn't choose to keep going late to their job because they didn't feel like coming.
You didn't know. You don't know what those people go through.
I'm saying these are choices that people make. That's why they end up on the streets.
No, I'm saying we don't know what these people are going through at home.
Yet again, these are choices people
They're
made
not.
that end up
No,
on the streets.
these are people that are affected by the outcome of capitalism.
That makes absolutely no sense. Break it down. Talk to me. I am a D student.
Who got problems at home?
Problems that talk to me like I'm a D student. What does that mean?
Oh, I thought you meant like I am a D student. I thought we was building
I
off
am
of
a
that.
D
My bad.
student.
Like you're actually a D student.
Yeah, so explain to me
Oh,
how capitalism and stealing go together because you just want to jump it back to capitalism. You're not explaining yourself. You want to, and before I go there and tell you why you can't explain yourself. I want you to
causes
explain
them.
yourself.
It causes them to do things that are out of
What?
societal norms, like stealing,
Who?
lying, cheating.
And what made them do that?
Opportunities.
Huh? You broke
Taking
up.
advantage
Nobody
of
heard you.
opportunities that taking advantage of opportunities that people have. That like let's say this girl, right? Um she's about to get a promotion at her job. All of a sudden this woman doesn't make it to work that day. And the boss is like, see, this is why we shouldn't have even thought about giving her the job. Da, 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 'cause she can't even make it to work. They think she's lying, but she really got somewhere to be. She can hand in an obituary, whatever. They probably still ain't gonna care. They still gonna look at her like, well, this job was supposed to come first. So, I think I kind of went off task. I don't know, bro. We just got to keep it going, man. Let's just keep it going. I apologize. That was a very bad analogy. That
Very, very bad analogy. And the reason why you can't come up
was
with a decent
very bad. That
analogy,
was very
because
bad.
capitalism has nothing to do with people's bad choices and ending up on the streets. It does not.
Well, if there's capitalism, there has to be social classes. If there's social classes, that means that certain people just make can't move throughout those classes. They just can't have a decent life. They just can't. Well, not even a decent life, but a better life. You know what I mean? Because of these social classes,
These classes does not exist
they do
unless you
exist.
say that. Hold on, man. Let me finish because you was
My
done.
bad. I'm gonna be quiet.
They don't exist unless you bring them up. Because yet again, I knew nothing about none of these classes until you told me. So these classes really don't exist. People make choices and therefore they do things in life that either gonna take them down a path of good or a path of bad. And when you go down most time a path of bad and being disruptive and want to try something and being disobedient to your parents, you end up doing things that you kind of regret later on down in life. And people on the streets doing drugs and living in tents and being homeless are there on purpose. Yet again, we just discussed, hold on, let me finish. We just discussed yesterday live on her about 926-acre projects getting built out here for 900 homeless people to get off the streets. Yet again, it's getting built, and guess what people are saying? Good idea, not in my neighborhood. So a lot of that's another thing that will help that hurts people is when you do have plans to get people off the streets, you got a bunch of other people that like, okay, that's a good idea, but don't do it over here. That's sad when you have that type of problem. That problem happens all the time, every day. And yes, that's the biggest problem. Another problem we have is what goes on in California, where you vote in a mayor that says that, hey, we're going to have um, four family fat housing building, more of those. And then once they get in office, they find out that people don't want them. And so they turn those four family houses into single family houses. So you just knock a big family from moving into your neighborhood. And that's why people are being homeless when big families. So yet again, it's not capitalism. It's mismanaging of money of people that you put into office that don't know what they're doing. Individuals, not the actual system.
It's the actual system. Why? Because if there was not an actual system, people would not have a problem with living next to the next individual. They would not have
If,
a problem with seeing people
if
who
we
are
had
about to get a
socialism, you
house.
wouldn't have, sir, you wouldn't even have gays around if we had socialism.
Now, is that a good or a bad thing?
Don't you want people to be whoever the hell they want to be?
Do I?
I don't know.
Are
I'm
you
asking.
you asking me that?
Yes. You
I
don't
want
care
people.
about
I
nobody
want
else.
people
And
to
you
be. I want people to be who God wants them to be.
right. So you want people to be whoever they want to be. Like if
No,
you want to
no,
be,
no. That's not true. That's not who God wants us to be. God does not want us to be whoever we want to be.
I listen
So,
here. I
so to
understand
answer that,
that.
that'll be no. I don't.
So yet again, you don't want gays around.
I guess you could say no. You could say no to that. Yeah,
No, no, not. I guess you have to say it. You have to admit that. This is
yeah.
you, not me.
You can say that, yes. I want people to be who God has called them to be.
Well, then you don't want gays around.
And God did not call people to be gay.
And God didn't call people to be Muslims and rape little kids either.
No,
God
they
didn't call
didn't.
people
No, he did not.
to rape little boys either.
No, he did not.
Okay, so therefore, you want a Christian value, but you want super regulations, which is not happening.
Yeah,
And you're
super
taking the
duper.
freedom and you're taking the freedom of choices away from people slowly, but you're not going to admit it. You're never going to admit that, but you really really are taking away people's freedom of choice.
Hey, for the greater good.
That's what all kings say. But then I know
Well,
you didn't go, but
I guess
didn't
I'm a
it?
really good king then. I guess
How
I'm a
you're
really
really
good
be?
king
Are you sure when you're take it away?
because everybody will have a house. Everybody will have food on the table. We won't have no issues with clothes, school systems. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Pursuing whatever you would like to pursue, whatever interests you, to help keep building this community, this empire. Yeah, I'll probably be one of the greatest kings there ever was.
But I thought we don't want kings.
Yeah, I'll probably be one of the greatest kings
I
there
thought we didn't
ever
want
was.
kings.
Well, I never went out against. Well, honestly, like it depends on who it is, you know. And at the end of the day, I look at Jesus as being king.
Jesus is king. Jesus is
Jesus,
Lord of all
Amen.
lords. And Savior.
He's a,
I get that, but
that he
yet
is.
again, we're not to get too far off subject. We're talking about minimum wage. We're talking about capitalism.
Yes,
So
yes, yes,
let's,
yes. Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Because we almost had an hour of staying on one whole subject. That's amazing. It's kind of hard for us
Sometimes,
to do.
hey, sometimes it's important to him, though. You know what I mean? We can't help but get led to him. You know what I'm saying?
we do have those distractional people on here. Yeah. But this, I just kind of want to see if we can get close to an hour on one subject, and I was gonna wrap it up. I ain't gonna lie
Hey
to
man,
you.
that's pretty dope. Hey man.
Yeah. I was just strolling through and seeing like some of my content do be growing interest. Like, dog, I
Hmm.
really got to get back into it. It's just I really want to come up here with even if just one or two people and have the discussion because talking to just the camera or talking to my audience, I love the audience. I
Yeah.
love y'all to death, but I feel like I be missing valuable points to express to the audience because I'm so used to talking to someone. I'm used to more discussing this with people than discussing about myself. That's why I be really, really needing y'all so I can get these points across to the audience because yet again, I got people in here that be saying and watching. Like I said, I just looked at a video. I'm surprised it reached 40 views. I'd be happy with 40, 50 views on YouTube. Not gonna lie to
Amen.
nobody. If I ever take off and we start blowing up, you know what I'm saying? That's why I do hope that, you know what I'm saying, y'all do start trying to get a little professional with it, get in the little
Hmm.
area and stuff like that because um I do got people looking on the outskirts and they just waiting on that extra seriousness to come in to take in effect. And you know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to, hint to y'all like, hey y'all, we almost there. We just take it a little bit more serious. You know what
Amen.
I'm saying? And stuff like that. That's why I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate 7 days coming through. Appreciate April and Edub and even Money Demon.
Hmm.
I appreciate them coming through. But you know what I'm saying? If we can just take it just a tad bit, a little bit more serious, you know what I'm saying? With this, because hey, jokes is jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Sometimes you got to get off a joke to get your point across. I do get that.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Don't get that serious. You got to crack a joke. You got to crack a joke because sometimes people don't understand seriousness talk. I totally get it. But you know, let's get it to that next level. You
Yeah.
know,
That's
I
gonna be
will be.
dope.
Yeah, by Friday, I should be having the other platforms back up, the commercials, the intros, the outros, the Cinco de Mayos, the Mayos, you know. Yeah, cause hey, this one we did a whole hour right now, no video. Straight discussion, straight talk. I really appreciate that. Final words, my guy. Oh no, pray us out. You know
Hey
that's
man,
your
final
job.
word first.
Final
This was a
words,
great
pray us out.
discussion. Hey man, this was a great discussion. I appreciate talking with you. I hope you got more coming in the future like this. Um, more things going on inside of the community that causes us to raise our voice. Not saying that we want bad to come, even if it's good. We could talk about the good that's happening too. You know what I mean? It ain't just always about the bad. So I'm just happy to be a part of it. And you guys look me up on YouTube at John After His Heart. I make Christian content, and yeah, and I appreciate y'all, all, everybody that's watching, everyone that's in the chat who wrote a comment. Greatly appreciate it. Next time we have one of these, hopefully we be a little more interactive with you guys. We don't mean to, make you guys feel like y'all don't got a voice. Y'all really do, and we really appreciate you guys. So keep tuning in and keep smashing that comment section up and hit the like button too. As far as prayer, we're gonna say, God, we thank you for this conversation. We appreciate the communion that we had of sharing the ideas and sharing the words that lead us all back to you and what you want for us to do. I pray that if there's any confusion going on, that you wipe that away and give us a mind of clarity and give us a heart of truth. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Amen. Y'all, this is the Burn Live Show where we burn through conversations trying to come out with common sense. I'm your host, Capiche. This is my boy, Johnny After Your Heart. Man, I highly appreciate everybody coming in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever time you're watching this. God bless you. Good night.
Peace.
Peace.